Well, we're having our 38th annual Antique and Classic Boat Show. It's been going on here for, like I say, 38 years. This is the home of the original Chris Craft plant. Pete Beauregard owned it, and he bought it afterwards, 38 plus years ago. He recently sold it, but it's like the home of Chris Craft right here.
Well, I'm on the board. We've been doing this since our children, who are now in their 30s, were very, very little. And it's just a really fun event where people come out, bring their kids and their grandkids now, and they look at old boats and hopefully learn something about them.
A lot of people come by and look at the boats and say, oh, my neighbor had one, my grandfather had one, just like this. Can I touch it? Can I look at it? Can I smell it? And it takes them back like a memory lane.
Got into this, my dad has been restoring boats as his hobby since I was a little kid. So I've been going to these shows, and it's something that my dad is my best friend. We hang out together and we restore boats. This one here has got an interesting story. We worked on this boat for 8 years. Well, at the end of the 8 years when this boat was done, my dad handed me the keys to the boat. So that was my amazing moment. Not 100% original, but I love the color of the interior better than what it should have been. We've been in numerous magazines for being just two guys in their barn. We've done very well.
For boating started probably, I don't know, as long as I can remember ago, 65 years ago. I've always had boats since I was able to own one. And I just love all kinds of boats. Ski boats, cruisers, obviously. We started out with rowboats, and then we got into little outboards. And this was our last project. We've got more that we're working on, but nothing ready to come out yet.
So we came to the boat show because I restore wood boats. I've done 6 or 7 of the boats here at the show, and they range from people from Algonac all the way up to Port Sanilac, and it's just a great community of wood boaters.
So this year I'm the boat show chairman for the 38th annual show we have here in Algonac. Well, there's nothing finer than the Great Lakes. Our water here is just amazing. And I've boated all around the Great Lakes since I was a kid. So I just love being on the water. It's just so calming, and these boats, the ride on a wood boat is like no other. It's just so smooth. And the craftsmanship that they put into these, we're just trying to preserve and protect these boats for future generations.
I've grown up with Black Beauty. It's just always been something we do, and I've really enjoyed it every time we do it.
Yeah, Grandpa's had us working on the boat since we could barely walk. I mean, it's just, it takes an army to keep a boat that's sizable like this in good working order, and it's kind of just stemmed into a family tradition at this point.
It's exactly right. It's a family tradition. They help all the time with everything.
Yeah.
I love the beauty and the elegance and the stories of everyone growing up on these and how they used them, and love the area and the history.
And this is where they were all built, was actually on this property here, all these Chris Craft boats, so it's just kind of like a legacy type thing.
Well, I grew up on Chris Craft with my father, so we kind of got that disease. We call it a disease, or the old wood boat disease. Either if you're used to them and you like, it's something you gotta acquire, I guess. I know it's, people think you're nuts when you're digging on the bottom, digging out bungs or plugs and taking the screws out, replacing planks and doing this, but it's almost a labor of love. It's just something you acquire, like people with their antique cars or things like that. It's almost an acquired taste,
My wife and I've been running this boat for about 7 years now. We probably put 30 to 40 hours a year on it. We absolutely love it. We're having a great time. We ran it yesterday. We're giving boat rides this afternoon. And we're also looking forward to the Port Huron show, which is another big show that our chapter does up in Port Huron on September 8th and 9th. So we'd like to see a bunch of people up there that would like to smell and look at some mahogany, and we'll keep boating. That's what we do.